Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create this watercolor wallpaper for your mobile. So I'm going to use the app IBIS PAINT X. So let's get started. First of all, I'm opening a HD quality canvas which is of 1:3 ratio, and the background I'm using is drawing paper rough 3. So here I'm clicking on the mirror tool so that I can just draw on the one side, and on the other side we can just duplicate it. So to know where is the center and to know where is the half section, I just clicked on the mirror tool. So using the lasso tool, I'm just selecting the areas like of leaf shape. So here you can see, usually for the watercolor illustration, I usually select the areas using the lasso tool and then use the watercolor brushes to create that artwork. So similarly, I'm going to do that. First of all, I used the lasso tool to select the leaf areas, and then I'm using watercolor edge brush to create the watercolor texture like this. So if you want to have more textured one, you can just increase and reduce the opacity of the brush so that you can get the different shades, different textures with the same color itself. So now I'm going to choose some yellowish color to blend them. So the brush I'm using is watercolor water brush. Here what I'm doing is just making it more watery, not in all the leaves, just here and there, so that it looks more realistic. So here you can see I just made them little bit watery. So next I'm using some mild yellow shade, and the brush I'm using is watercolor bleed brush to add some more colors to the leaves. Here also I'm not adding to the entire leaves, I'm just adding here and there to add some flavors to the artwork. Okay, now I just removed the selection from the lasso, and what I'm going to do is just duplicate the layer, then horizontal flip, and once again vertical flip. Here is the final look, and just off the mirror option and merge the layers together. In the lower layer, I'm just selecting the areas using the magic wand tool. I'm just selecting the transparent empty areas so that I can add a background color. Here I am going to use the watercolor edge brush to create this watery texture. So here you can see, as I selected the only empty areas using the magic wand tool, it doesn't disturb the leaf part in any way, and I'm also using these in a separate layer. So now I'm using watercolor water brush to make them more watery, blend them, and blur it a little bit. Okay, now it is ready. I just clicked off the magic wand, and I'm going to add texture, noise, grain, style. So this is going to be our top layer. So to add texture, I done this, but I want to change the color, so I just create a clipping layer, and the clipping layer I just used some rust color, and then merged with the texture layer and reduced the layer opacity and made that layer blending mode as multiply. So here is the final look. If you want to add a texture to any of your artwork, you can try this texture. It is very good. So next I'm going to add the text, good vibes. So I'm just adding the good as well as vibes in a separate text because I want them to be of a different size. So now I just want to change the color of that, so I just created the clipping mask and added some color like that. But once again I want to change the color, so I'm using some BG-like color and then merge that. Then I'm going to use the watercolor edge brush to add the texture to this. So now again I'm doing this in the clipping layer. Once we're done, we can, if we feel okay, I'm gonna merge them together. So I'm choosing different colors to add some flavors to it, and I'm also going to create some 3D effects. So I'm using a brownish color, and the brush I'm using is watercolor bleed brush. Just adding the brownish shades here and there at the corners to create some 3D look. Okay, once I'm done, I'm just clicking on the drop shadow option from the style tool to create this shadow. So once I'm okay, now I'm going to save them as a JPG, and here you can see I'm just clicking them as both home and lock screen, and this is the final look. I hope you like this wallpaper, and this is also the lock screen. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel.